It's perfection. So I am making my breakfast smoothie. This is like my go-to breakfast smoothie recently as of late. It is so insanely delicious. One of my favorite smoothies ever to make is peanut butter, banana, and chocolate smoothie. It is so good. And I've gone ahead and made it into a healthier version by adding a lot of protein, which is going to be in this yogurt, and as well as adding some greens, which is in the spinach. The spinach you don't taste at all, and it's greens. So I'm counting this as my green smoothie, and I'm going to call it my green peanut butter smoothie because it is delicious. And it has greens in it, so it's a win-win in my book. Now, I have some frozen bananas. I like to buy a bunch of bananas when they get ripe. I just kind of break them up into pieces. You can cut them in half or small slices and pop them in a Ziploc bag and pop them in the freezer. And you have frozen bananas. You can use fresh or frozen bananas for these, but frozen is just going to give it a thicker consistency, which is what I really like for my smoothie. Another thing that's really going to help the consistency of this smoothie is your spinach. This is going to break down and be so creamy. It's going to make it so amazing. When I started making this, which was a little while ago, and I added my spinach to this, I was amazed that I barely tasted, if I tasted the spinach at all, I don't even know. I don't think I did. You barely taste the spinach, and it breaks down, and you know how spinach just breaks down to nothing, and it just adds such a creamy consistency. So this is baby spinach. And then for our yogurt, I have some Chobani zero sugar Greek yogurt here. Of course, you can use any Greek yogurt that you want. The thing about this, when I use this one, is this one has stevia in it. And if I were to buy my regular non-fat, you want a plain yogurt, plain or vanilla, obviously, unless you can get like a peanut butter flavored, chocolate flavored, but plain or vanilla. This has more protein in it. This has 16 grams of protein. This one has only 13 grams. So this has a little bit more protein in it, however, and more calories as well. But this has a very, very tangy flavor. You can combine them because on different days, I will just, as you can see, I have both of them here. I'll just combine them. But for a really delicious smoothie, this one works perfectly because there's the stevia in it. It's zero sugar, but there is the stevia. Stevia leaf extract, so it adds that sweetness that you want when you go out and you get a smoothie from like a smoothie place. It's nice and it's sweet. We're not adding any honey, we're not adding any maple syrup, we're not adding anything to this. The bananas on itself has sweetness, so you can add more bananas if you want to this, but I'm using this, and I recommend trying it with this at least because it is less calories than the other one as well. It is still a good amount of protein that you're getting, and yeah, it's just, it adds really great flavor because it adds that sweetness that you want in the smoothie. Use whatever you want. I'm just telling you what I have found to work best. Okay, you're gonna need about 2 cups of spinach, and I'm measuring this for you just for recipe's sake. And you want to, like, if you don't actually have to measure this, I never measure this, but you want roughly around 2 to even 3 cups of spinach would work great. Of course, the more spinach that you add, it's going to probably change the flavor a little bit, but 2 to 3 cups, and I'm packing that down. But I don't want to pack it down too much because as the blender's going, this is blending from the bottom for me. I don't want it to get stuck up top. I'm going to add in 1 large ripe frozen banana. 1 large ripe frozen banana. you can mix this up as much as you want. You can add more banana, less banana. I am going for like a really typical peanut butter banana smoothie flavor. So 1 to 1.5 if you really want that banana flavor, or even 2 red bananas. You're gonna need about 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Again, I don't really measure, but 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Honestly found it to be one of the best brands of organic creamy peanut butter. This brand, this is the Good and Gather organic from Target. I really love it. So you need about 2 tablespoons. Again, you can alter and change this if you want. Add more peanut butter, add less peanut butter. 2 to 3 tablespoons gives you a really great peanut butter flavor. And you're going to need 2 tablespoons of some cocoa powder. This again is Target's brand. I have fell in love with it as well. It is really, really delicious. I don't actually have measuring spoons here. I said I was going to measure, but roughly around 2 tablespoons. Again, you don't have to measure. You can eyeball. You don't want too much cocoa because you want a balance between the cocoa, peanut butter, and the banana. So 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, 1 large ripe banana, and you're going to need some of your yogurt. Now I'm going to add in 3/4 cup of this Greek yogurt. So there are many things that you can add to this that I have added on different occasions. I have added what is it? I have added hemp seeds to this. It does alter the flavor a little bit. I have added, you can add chia seeds as well, flaxseed as well. Of course, all those things are going to just alter your flavor. If you're looking for just a basic peanut butter banana healthy green smoothie, then just stick with this. But you can, of course, add other things. I am adding my yogurt last because with that frozen banana and everything, it just helps the blender. Because I want the yogurt to be closer to where the blade is going to be on my blender. So whether that's last or first for you, like this one here, which is both from my same blender, but I have the cup version and I'm making just like a single size for me. So I would add the yogurt first at the bottom just because it helps it blend. When the liquid is where the blade is, it helps blend faster. I'm going to go ahead and blend this up now, but because I love a really thick icy smoothie, I'm going to blend this up because as you can see I have no space in my cup here, and I'm going to add some ice. That's completely optional, but I like an icy smoothie, so I'm just going to add maybe like 3 to 4 blocks of ice. Put my lid on this. I'm going to blend this up and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Then I'm going to add my ice and show you what that looks like. So you can figure out if you want to make it thicker with the ice, or because the spinach and the frozen banana gives it a really nice creamy consistency. The ice just makes that creamy consistency thicker. So there's that. I'm going to go blend this up. This is the consistency. It's really nice and really thick and creamy. I'm going to add just a few blocks of ice to this, and that's going to help just thicken this up a little bit more and make it more like, you know, it is going to just thicken up that creamy consistency a little bit. So I was mentioning some different things that you can add. You can add hemp seeds, chia seeds, and sometimes I even just put in 1 of my tablespoons of rice mushroom coffee. And it really doesn't change the flavor too much. Of course, you're not going to get that traditional peanut butter banana smoothie, but it does give me a little bit of that coffee boost that I like. And of course, this has all the mushrooms in there that I also like to have in my diet. So this is a great way. You can also add, if you're using any just mushrooms or whatever, you can definitely add it to it. Now, I'm not saying go ahead and add coffee to your smoothie, but this has just a very light, earthy flavor to it that actually goes really well with the spinach and everything. So don't add this if you don't have it. Just leave it normal if you want just a plain peanut butter smoothie. But I'm going to blend this up now with my ice. It is so thick and creamy. It's a little bit icy because I added a lot of that extra ice. But yeah, that is it. So good. I really highly recommend this. Just give it a try. It's just too good for words. Don't knock it till you try it. And I do have other spinach recipes as well that I add to smoothies, and I'd like to share those later on because I've definitely been trying to add more protein in greens and making more green smoothies without adding just like green, like celery and things like that. I like something a little bit more tastier. So it's just a really great way to add in, again, greens and protein. You're also getting protein from your peanut butter, which is, it does have quite a bit of calories for peanut butter, but you are getting, 7 grams of protein and 2 tablespoons. But it is 190 calories. So if you're watching your calories, you can use the peanut butter powder, which I do have. Let me see over here. I do have this peanut butter powder, which I used to love to add this to my smoothies. There's only 60 calories in 2 tablespoons as opposed to 190 in 2 tablespoons. So you can see the huge calorie difference there. However, this can cause a lot of digestive issues, so you just have to be careful with that. I've learned that the hard way. That is why I don't really use this anymore, especially if you already have like gut issues and stuff like that. So be able to be careful with that. But this is a really great alternative for having peanut butter. You can even add, it's powdered peanut butter, so flavor-wise, flavor-wise isn't as strong as using the real peanut butter, but it's delicious anyways. So I hope that you give this a try. It is so delicious. I'm not even kidding you.